Basketball bets and analysis Thursday, March 27th. Big bounce back yesterday with Loyola moneyline and Clippers moneyline parlay. $5,000 to win $10,303. Here's the ticket. A big bounce back. Now, a lot of you guys messaged me saying, hey man, where did you post this play? I did not see it. It was in my VIP channel, guys. Not every play is going to be free. I do a lot of free plays. As a matter of fact, more than majority of this industry. And yesterday was one of those days that it was not for free. Today, it will be free. At least one of the plays, but not every day will be free. MLB is back. Games are early. These YouTube videos are made the day of and they have to get edited. So in order for you guys to maximize profit and guarantee not to miss any plays, you guys need to get one of my passes. My 3-month pass, best bang for your buck, is available today, one last day. After today, it's going to be completely gone, guys. It'll be month passes and week passes. That 3-month pass is the best bang for your buck. It gets you every single sport. Lock that in. It's not going to be available tomorrow, and I'm not reopening it tomorrow. Now, MLB back today. Not touching MLB for the next few days. I like to collect data prior to start betting any sport, not just baseball. But I'll give you guys a little tip. First game of the day, Brewers, Yankees. The line opened up at minus 170. Now it's at minus 140 with all the money on the Yankees. Rodon versus Peralta. Rodon struggled big time last season, especially at the end of the season. Peralta, a stud. He struggled a little bit during spring training, but ultimately, I trust the bullpen of the Brewers a lot more than the Yankees. The Yankees went through a lot this offseason. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a deep push, but they got to get used to their team. Now, let's get to the Sweet 16s. I'm going to give you guys the best bet for each of these games. Not just the money line like Duke money line or Texas Tech money line. I'm going to give you guys the best spreads. And along with that, too, I'm going to give you guys a free play. But today's going to be a little bit differently. If you guys want my $5,000 ticket posted on my Instagram like I've been doing every single time I do these videos, I need to see 100 comments and 100 likes. That's my ask. In return, I will post the ticket today on Instagram, Telegram, or as a matter of fact, if I get 100 likes and comments as well, I'll post it as a YouTube short for those that don't have Instagram and Telegram. So that's today's deal. Regardless, I'm going to cover each and every single one of these games, and I'm going to let you guys know my best angle for this game. Deal? Let's get to the money. Share the show because today it's going to be worth sharing with a couple buddies so they don't lose their ass because Vegas is going to trap a lot of people. Lopsided action. Ben Fox, somebody I highly suggest you guys follow. This guy works for DraftKings and he posts lopsided action for key games, big games, NBA, NFL, NHL, pretty much every single sport. Off the bat, you see Florida, Michigan State, Duke, Alabama, and Michigan have lopsided action. Now, for me, lopsided is 80% plus. So only lopsided games are Florida minus 6.5 and Michigan State. And when it's lopsided action, 80% plus, I typically like to stay away from those games. Why? Because it's Vegas's biggest liability, especially in the Sweet 16s where everybody is going to be betting these games. NBA is not going to be betted as much as this today. So Vegas has a liability with Florida minus 6.5, which is the first game we're going to cover right now. Line opened up at 5.5. Again, Florida attracting lopsided action on the spread. And along with that, too, on the money line, it's even worse. 87% of the bets and 80% of the handle. Now, here's the deal. Line opened up at 5.5, and Maryland's biggest loss this season has been by 6 points. They haven't lost a game by over 6 points this entire season, and they've kept their games pretty close. And they've faced tough opponents, one like Michigan State at home, a game they could have won. Offensively, they played extremely bad because we had Maryland that game, and Michigan State won in a half-court buzzer beater shot, right? So altogether, Maryland's a scrappy team, a very scrappy team, and they're getting 6 points. Now, what does the AI analyzer say? Over the last 3 games, Florida has had a tougher schedule, and Maryland leads in a couple categories that matter. Turnovers and opponent turnovers. And in both those categories, they lead by a good amount. This is a game where it's pretty much offense versus defense. Maryland being the better defensive team, and Florida being one of the best offensive teams in the nation. Now, where are the leading categories, in my opinion, that really stand out for the situation? They lead in turnovers. Turnovers, and along with that too, they lead big time in 3-point percentage. And you're getting them at 7 points essentially, because I'd buy up to 7 points. To me, Maryland is a good play today. Maryland is proven. They've taken down quality teams. Florida is getting lopsided action. Big liability for Vegas. You're catching them at 7 points. Will Florida win? Most likely. But I do believe 7 points is a very big spread for this matchup, and I do like Maryland to cover this spread. So that's play number 1, game number 1 that I was going to cover for today's slate. Now the second slate for today's second game, and one that I really like as well, Alabama versus BYU. Alabama opened up at minus 3.5. They pushed up to minus 5.5. Right now on the Hard Rock, it's sitting at minus 5. And I believe it's going to settle around the 5 mark, 5.5. If you can get it at 6, that'd be great. Money and support right now going more to Alabama, specifically speaking on the money line. 76% of the bets, 57% of the handle on the spread. It's looking a little bit more even as of now. Some books have Alabama a little bit more lopsided. BYU, guys, a team that has been playing extremely well as of late. And let's call it what it is. Over the last 3 games, and in this tournament, they've had a tougher schedule by a long shot. Playing VCU and playing Wisconsin. Wisconsin, personally speaking, I didn't touch that game, but I thought Wisconsin was going to make it pretty deep, and BYU looked like an NBA team that game. And they lead in categories that I love. And the categories that they lead in, and they lead it by a good amount. One of them is offensive rebounding. They are a very good team at getting the offensive rebounding. They generate more turnovers than Alabama. And lastly, they're shooting the free throws a lot better than Alabama. Alabama, over the last 3 games and facing inferior opponents, are shooting 68.7% from the line compared to BYU at 81.5%. BYU, to me, personally speaking, if you look at the defensive efficiency, which right here, and the offensive efficiency, they're not that far off. Defensive efficiency right now, Alabama ranked a little bit higher. Offensively, pretty much the same. This is going to be one of those games. There's going to be a lot of points. And personally speaking, I believe that this could be a 50-50 game where BYU wins this game. And BYU is attractive on the money line. And I do like them at the +6 spread. Both these games that have started off, I do like the underdog. Now, let's get to the favorites. And we're going to talk about Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Arkansas playing lights out. Their new coach coming in from Kentucky, dominating, looking really good, and dominating at the spread. This line opened up at -5.5. Some books have it at 6. Money and support going to Arkansas. Right now on the money line, 45% of the bets, 70% of the handle. On the spread, you're also catching 63% of the bets. And along with that, too, 56% of the handle. Strength of schedule. Guess who has had it tougher? Arkansas. One of my concerns for Texas Tech in this game, guys, is the fact that McMillan hasn't been playing. McMillan was a key player for this team, and they've been fine just without him as of late. But now they're facing an Arkansas team that's pretty scrappy. Along with that, too, let's call it what it is. Texas Tech has played Drake, UNC Willington, and Arizona over the last 3 games. Arkansas has faced St. John's, Kansas, and Ole Miss. Arkansas has had a little bit of a tougher schedule. Now, to me, this line is telling. And Texas Tech has one of the best offenses in the league. St. John's doesn't. St. John was known for the defense, their scrappiness, and they faced a team that slowed him down. Texas Tech, on the flip side, they're really good offensively. They pretty much led the entire season in their conference in effective field goal percentage offensively. They shoot quality shots, and they have great players like Toppins that can make a big difference. To me, guys, this is a game where I would lean Texas Tech -5.5. I love Texas Tech to go on. Now, -220, a little bit heavy, personally speaking. If you want to bite that in a parlay with something else, I would recommend that. I would bite the spread just based on what I told you guys earlier. I'm not going to give you guys heavy odds money lines. I think that's pointless to do. So I do like Texas Tech -5.5. And I'm giving it to you guys in the order that I like them. Last game, Duke, Arizona. Guys, this is a coin flip in my opinion. It really is. Duke is going to attract big-time money on the spread, on the money line. Cooper Flag, the whole story is 9.5 too many points. Is it telling? This is one of those games that I am just not even going to touch or look at. Personally speaking, if I were to give you guys a lean, it'd be Duke to pass on, and I'd probably take them -9.5. But this is a game that the spread's too big. You're going to look smart or try to look smart by taking Arizona because it's too many points. But why is it 9.5? Why is there so many points when Arizona's a quality team? That kept me away from this angle. So top 3, Maryland, BYU, and then Texas Tech at the spread. Love those angles for today, team. So again, if you guys want the official ticket for today's play, 100 comments, 100 likes. I'll post it on my Instagram. If not, you guys got the analysis, at least part of the analysis. I do a full analysis on every single game in my community. And with baseball starting, it's maybe something that you might be interested in, so you can learn how to analyze these games a little bit better and not depend on others' opinions. It's something that's a skill that's going to be for the future, and I highly suggest you learn it. And I'm opening back my community again. It's going to be pretty reasonably priced. If you guys are interested, just DM me school and I'll send you information on that. I'm not going to take a bunch of people. I'm going to take 10, 20 people at a time and grow it correctly. It grew way too fast last time out and it got out of control. Now it's back to where it needs to be with 170 members, and I want to grow it to 200, 220 in the next month or so. So if you're interested in joining that community, you get the plays and also the daily analysis fully. DM me school or analysis and I'll give you guys the information on that. And that's it for today. That's it for today. Let's make it a great Sweet 16s. Let's make it a great start to MLB, and let's continue with the momentum, guys. Over the last 30 days, we've profited over $25,000, and today we're gonna make it close to 30. That's it for today, guys. Another video regarding Sweet 16s coming tomorrow. Share the show, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.